22 minutes past 7. Microchipping pet dogs became compulsory in England, Scotland and Wales in 2016. Well, now the law is changing for cat owners too. From the 10th of June, it will be a legal requirement in England for cats to be microchipped by the time they reach 5 months old. And if you miss this deadline, you'll have a 21-day grace period, and after that you may face a fine of up to £500. So, it is thought that there are around 9 million cats in England at this moment in time, and of which around 22%, around a fifth, are not microchipped. So nearly 2 million, that leaves nearly 2 million, which need microchips.
So, here in the studio, joined by vet Anthony Dennison. Morning to you,
Morning.
Anthony. So, this is happening.
It is
happening.
yeah.
It's just round the corner.
Mm-hmm.
In your practice amongst cat owners,
Mm-hmm.
are people doing it fundamentally? Is it happening?
It's starting to. We're getting a lot of people contacting us now at the moment and inquiring about sort of when the law is coming in and how they can go about it. Yeah, so it's definitely starting to gain traction, and especially something like this today. I'm sure we'll get a lot more contact soon.
Well, it's June the 10th, and that's just round the corner.
It is, yeah, it is. But there's still a lot of people that aren't aware of it, which is, we're putting a lot of information out on our social media channels as a practice ourselves. The British Veterinary Association are also trying to sort of promote that as well, but it's one of these things that we're really trying to push hard for at the moment.
Yeah, on a practical note, I mean, presumably you'll know in your practice who has cats because they'll be registered.
Yes.
So are you proactively letting people know that this is a requirement? This is not voluntary. This is a requirement.
Yes, we are working at it. So with our computer systems, we can look and see whether our microchips registered onto an account. And those clients there, obviously, we see quite a lot of animals over a course of a year, and there's lots of clients registered with us. So we're looking at the moment trying to work through and contact people where there's no registered keepers.
Around a fifth of cats in England aren't microchipped in the UK. Why are people reluctant to do it? Is it cost? Is it actually it's not very nice because they're quite small and you're sticking a little thing in the back of their neck?
It's really hard to say. I think sort of partly at the moment people aren't really aware of it. People think, oh, my cat doesn't go outside, it doesn't need to be microchipped, it doesn't need to go to there. But I often joke with my clients that cats were once worshipped as deities, and they've never forgotten that. So if they want to do something, they'll do it. So if you've got an indoor cat, if they want to go out, they will go out. And at that point there, if you've got cats on microchips, you might never see them again.
I never knew that if a cat, and if you clarify this rule for me, that if a cat is missing for 7 days or is with someone else for 7 days, they can claim it's your cat.
Well, so technically, yeah, it's something that's used in rescue shelters. They've used it for dogs previously, as well as cats. But generally, if a cat isn't claimed after 7 days, it can be rehomed to someone else, yeah.
Right, okay. Well, I talk about this because as a cat owner, I've known cats to go to other people's houses where they think it's slightly nicer.
Yes.
And, other people think, oh, this is lovely, until they cause mayhem in their house and then they don't want them anymore. How are you going to encourage people to microchip? Because how much does it cost, for example?
So generally it depends on your local area and your practice, but normally in the region of sort of £15 to £30. But that also includes a full health check with the vet as well, so they can check over and make sure everything's all going through. It's a very easy procedure. It doesn't require anaesthetic. It's basically a little injection you just put in the scruff of the neck, like when they have the vaccinated every year. Small scratch, in it goes, and that's that. It's about the size of a rice chip, grain of rice, and that has a unique 15-digit number on it, and that 15-digit number is then put onto a national database with all your details on it. So if ever a stray animal comes in, the first thing we'll always do is get the microchip scanner and scan it, find that chip, and then we'll go onto the national database to find you and hopefully reunite that pet with its owner.
One way, I guess, of encouraging people they should come forward and get it done would be for you to tell us a positive story about occasions when strays, I don't know, have you had strays being brought into your practice where the result has been, yes, we can get them back?
Yeah, in fact, actually, so we have an out-of-hours service called Vets Now that use our hospital. When I came into work yesterday morning, there was a cat that had been brought in. It's microchipped, rang the owner and said, hello, your cat's been brought in. It got brought into the practice at about 6:45 in the morning. The owner only let it out at 6 a.m. So someone's just picked it up, brought it in. They said, oh, thank you, that's my cat. Within 2 hours, they're back home again. But then at the same time, again, the other end of the spectrum, sadly, we had a cat that had been sadly hit by a car and killed, which had no microchip, with no microchip, no owner details. So there's probably someone quite worried right now that doesn't know what's going on. I was chatting to the makeup lady earlier, and she said she had 2 cats that went missing, and it's just that not knowing really. Even just having that sort of final closure, you know what's going on.
Yeah, they're part of the family, so
Exactly,
you do worry about them. It's really good to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
And to Denison, who talking about microchipping. So I guess everyone would say June the 10th is when it will become law.